Okay, we are back with more facing Tezuka in the Yevon Champions League finals. I was really hoping for second turn, and we got it because I thought second turn was the one pressing in a lot of these games. As coverage of the 8-7 corners, 8-7-4-2, 5-6-5-3 gives me coverage of 4-4-8-7. I have no immediate captures on, but 8-4-3-7 and 5 is hopefully a sufficient kind of setup rejoinder. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It does give him something in both 2 and 6, but importantly, it's on different cards in each square. And that should give me pretty good play. So I don't think I'm giving up any big corners here. There's 4-7-6-1 can go in 1. It's pretty easy for me to set up against that with 6-7-6-3 and 5, but I don't want to, I don't think, because that would set up 6-3-6-7 to have both 2 and 4. So more relevantly, I probably would do something like I did the first game and play 5-6-5-3 and 3 and make that threaten 2. But maybe not. 2-6-7-6, I always have nice control of the 7. 6-7-6-3, I almost always should reply to, or one way to reply to 6-3-6-7 is to play my 6-3-6-7 diagonally from wherever it goes, and my 6-7-6-3 will be fantastic. So hopefully I have tools to apply pressure to whatever he does. We have now played a whole number of games on this set. Let me go find it. This has been the most played. We have now tied 5 times on this set. I did miss a win in game 3, which was the last time I had second turn. So hopefully this game, if I get in a good situation again, I do not throw it away. I'm stuck with my hand. I was thinking about switching, but I just... Unless I steal the 4-4-8-7 in his hand, and I feel like that's clearly been his card, and I like to not exactly take what the opponent is using, I'm not sure I can really improve the hand. I like that it has both 6-7-6-3s. I like that it has these 8-7 corners that specifically can set up in 5 against his 4-4-8-7. The 5-6-5-3 is probably the most rotatable out card, but I don't think it's played too badly. Maybe a 4-6-3-6 would be better. Maybe something like that would give a little more to do, maybe as a starter specifically, right? With its 6, it could potentially create more problems than... But 5-6-5-3, if I put it in, 7, is creating basically the same as a 4-6-3-6. It would give a little more room to try to be annoying in 9, but I don't know that it does much there. Depends on his hand, of course. So I felt pretty comfortable with this hand. If we tie this one and play another, I might try the 8-6-1-6 hand, but I don't actually think it's good. And also, it might have been rough to play that one against this 2-6-7-6. That might have been fine, right? You might think 2-6-7-6, that dominates side-to-side 6s, but it only does so on the top row. It doesn't anywhere else. Other places, it might just not be able to take them, right? So it's not always so clear what's dominated. It does depend on how the first couple moves direct the game. 4-7-6-1 and 1 is the type of starter they've played with similar hands in previous games. And I did reply in a previous game to they played a weak corner in 1, and I replied with 5-6-5-3 and 3. Against a stronger corner, I'd probably try to address it more directly. I do think 6-7-6-3 and 5 is not the way, even though it gives me 2 sames, because it gives them 2 sames as well. All right, they do start there. That means they have given up some downright power. Now 8, 4, 3, 7, and 9 is not safe yet, though it may become safe. Shame 1785 doesn't have the plus wall on it. Alright, looking at their hand, I think they're least directed upright after this move, right? They have an 8 and a 6 up. They have a 7 and a 6 to the right. They have an 8, a 7, and a 6 down. They have 2 7s and a 6 left. So there is a real appeal to playing in the top right. If I go 5, 6, 5, 3, and 3, which we've seen me do before, 8, if that is ever captured from 6 by 8, 7, 4, 2, I can recapture in 9 and I'm safe to their hand. If it is ever taken by 6, 3, 6, 7, I have the plus wall in 9, though they have a plus wall potentially in return, though depending on what other cards are in other squares, I may have combo potential after, specifically in 5. 5, 6, 5, 3, and 3 does set up 6, 3, 6, 7. Which is not, the dream. Can also go in 9. Their hand's a bit better facing 9, but maybe not necessarily massively so, but 3 feels right to me. But any card there does sort of set them up a bit. On the other hand, they have trouble going up, right? Like, if I go 5, 6, 5, 3, and 3, my threat is, say, 6, 3, 6, 7, and 2. Their only recapture in 4 is 8, 7, 4, 2. And if that happens, I should have pretty good access to that, if that happens at some point. For instance, I threaten a same back in 5. No, I don't, because I've used 6, 3, 6, 7. But I threaten a plus back in 5 with 8, 4, 3, 7. Like, that kind of stuff gets dangerous for them. If they ever have to take back in 6, we already sort of talked about this, but 6, 3, 6, 7 walks into a same in 5, and 8, 7, 4, 2 gives up kind of all their rightward power, and my 8, 4, 3, 7 should be pretty free to dominate. It's similar to what I did last time I saw a starter like this, but it feels right to me. And it is the only game where I got serious initiative this series. So it is perhaps a type of move that gives him troubles. Though it was a very different version of it, because in that variation I was playing against a weak corner, so I had a lot of L's to set up. Here I am playing against a stronger corner, so it is harder for me to set up the L's. One point, and maybe I didn't calculate this fully enough, was if 4, 4, 8, 7, and 2, if I play 8, 4, 3, 7, and 4, I set up a plus in 5. It does set up the plus for them as well with 2, 6, 7, 6. I then have a plus wall in 6 with 6, 3, 6, 7, and they then have a plus wall in 9 with 8, 7, 4, 2. So maybe I didn't check that quite deeply enough. Maybe not quite deeply enough. So they should probably play 4, 4, 8, 7, and 2. And then the 1, 7, 8, 5 in my hand's pretty bad. Maybe this wasn't good. I didn't really check their key move like I probably should have. On the other hand, there's a decent chance, say, 4, 4, 8, 7, and 2. I go, say, 8, 4, 3, 7 in 4. They don't have a way... 2, 6, 7, 6 in 8 is really interesting there. But let's ignore that for the moment. Say they play 2, 6, 7, 6 in 5. If I just go 6, 7, 6, 3, and 7 at the end there, I'm down 6, 4, but does it matter? It does matter. They play 8, 7, 4, 2, and 6, and I lose. Alright, that does matter. Okay. Oh, so against 2, I'm going to have to be really careful. I feel like I can run the power out in his hand. So for instance, my first idea was in 4, but next just trying 6, just walking into a combo in 6, might be possible. Maybe not though, because like 6-3, 6-7, and 6, I don't force the 8-7-4-2 out of their hand. They can just leave 5 and 9 open, and I'm in trouble both ways, right? 8-7-4-2 has both combos. Because I was thinking 6-3, 6-7 in 6, they go 8-7-4-2 in 5. I play 8-4-3-7 in 9. Ah, they have the plus and 8. That didn't work either. Oh, okay. So this is actually... This was a pretty bad move I made. Really should have checked this more. Yeah. I think they should just play in 2. Oh. Not great. Yeah, this was sloppy. I was sort of thinking of, like, if they play it like the last time they faced it. But there's no reason for them to play it like the last time they faced it. 2 is just a very powerful square. Okay, if they go 2 and I go 4, and they go 5 with 2, 6, 7, 6. Do I have any setup in 9? No, I just don't. Okay. They did it with 2, 6, 7, 6. This could be better, but it could mean I cannot walk into quite so many combos. So maybe now I want to start... Could just be better. So say I start with 8, 4, 3, 7, and 4. I walk into a combo with 4, 4, 8, 7, and 5. They can't set it up to have both ways, so let's assume they have to take it immediately. It's probably not correct. That's going to be dangerous. What if we go all out? Can we go 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5? Just walk into everything and say, I calculated it, I know it's good. Probably not. They probably go 8, 7, 4, 2, and 4. They combo stuff. No, but then of course I have 6, 3, 6, 7, and 6. So it's really hard for them to combo it in 4 because it gives up their Punisher. If they combo it in 6, I have the same in 4, and I'm in very good shape. Can they set up to have the combos everywhere on the same card? I kind of don't think so. I kind of like the look of 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5. It's easy for it to not work, but at the same time, I'm not sure why it wouldn't. I don't see a big setup in 7. I don't see a big setup in 9. If they play something like 4, 4, 8, 7 in 6, then I can play 6, 7, 6, 3, and 4. And I'm up 6, 4. They can't win if they go 5 there. If they go 4 with 8, 7, 4, 2. They do win. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that is a loss. It's a shame. Okay, so I go 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5. They go 4, 4, 8, 7 in 6. I'm trying to be too cute. But it doesn't. Okay, I think that doesn't work. Alright, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. That happens, though. Alright, what about 6, 7, 6, 3 in 6? If 8, 7, 4, 2, and 9, then I can play 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5, and I think I'm fine. I'm pretty confident I'm fine. If even that's sorry, gotta think. Okay. 6, 7, 6, 3, and 6, 8, 7, 4, 2, and 9, 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5. They go in 6. I have no captures. They're not great going up. I wish I could attack that somehow. Oh, I'm not seeing anything right now. Just mind is blanking on moves. What was the problem with 8, 4, 3, 7, and 4? They have the combo there. Yeah, I end up setting up 6, 3, 6, 7 too well. 1, 7, 8, 5, and 4 is safe, actually. I like that more than anything else I'm looking at. It's not the kind of move I really want to be making. I think I've blown this one. I think this was very badly seen, which is worrisome. But I hope I have a few points. Not sure I do. Yeah, they maybe can just go 7. They can probably do lots of things. This is just a mess. Very bad game by me. I wish my 8-4-3-7 was an 8-3-4-7. I know I've said that before, but there's so many lines where it would work just a little better. Actually, maybe not this game, but I think I'm losing a lot of different ways. I think this was a really bad move. I think I'm probably losing to 6. I may well be losing to 5. I think I'm losing to 7. I may well be losing to 8. Probably should have played one of the other ideas. I just didn't come up with anything. I suspect there were multiple moves that were fine for me there. I couldn't see a plan. And because I couldn't see a plan, I should never have played in 3, because them blocking 2 with high number outfacing is the main reply. And this was very poor. Very bad game for me. Definitely deserve to lose this one. Yeah. Not sure what my hopes really are here. But the nice thing is, it's on his thinking. I'm in a mess, but once he makes a move, just need to figure out the last 4 moves of the game. If I'm losing, I'm losing. That's fine. If I'm not losing, that's okay too. Obviously, that would be great. But I shouldn't spend too much time thinking about, like, ooh, does that move beat me? Or, ooh, does that move beat me? Because probably they all beat me. This was really poor. And also, I'll have time to figure it out once it comes my turn. very aimless thinking. And a bunch of like, look at a move, go, that looks ugly, try to find another move that doesn't look ugly. But the thing was, it didn't take long to look at the position and realize everything's going to look ugly, right? Anything with the 6 facing down, 8-7-4-2 is going to be very dangerous below it. So either of the behemoths in 6 is going to feel very dangerous. 8-4-3-7 in 4 gives up 4-4-8-7 in 5. And I can't combo it back in 6 because they have 9. That obviously looks ugly too, right? 8-4-3-7 in 5 gives up combos in both 4 and 6. All of them are going to look ugly, right? I'm not going to look at this position and find a move that doesn't look ugly. Therefore, I have to just pick a move and start calculating and see it through, not just like decide, that's too ugly, let's look for something else. So what I should have done, I think, is I should have recognized I was never going to find a move that looked good to me and worked from there. I also briefly thought about, like, can I go 7 for try to force 4, and do I have play in 5 after? I didn't see it. Same idea with 9, trying to force 6 and hoping I had combo play after. But I don't, because the 7 down was really strong, and they can put another 7 facing towards it, and I have no play in 5. Facing towards 5, I mean. I sort of briefly thought about 8, but I wanted it to force 5, and no move in 8 really felt like it did. So we ended up with a position where I just didn't see anything. But what I should have done is I should have honed in on a move and just said, I am going to figure out this move. Because I could have figured out, I think, a couple moves. Like, I could have said, okay, let's actually go a little more in depth on 8-4-3-7 and 5. Make sure we know the result. Because while I feel that was probably a loss, I don't know for sure. Check. I think I decided 6-7-6-3 and 6 was a loss due to 8-7-4-2 in 9. Because then I'd play 8-4-3-7 and 5, which would make it 5-5, because they've comboed, so they flip the card in 3. They go 8. I have no captures, and they're up 6-4. So I am going to lose that. So I think I did calculate out one line probably correctly, but nothing else, and that's really not sufficient. And even there, like, maybe I'm just wrong, right? If I go 6-3, 6-7, and 6, and they go 8-7-4-2 and 9, can I play 8-4-3-7 and 8? I'm down 6-4, but both their cards in 5 concede 6-7, 6-3 with a same and 4 to me. So it's really hard for them to go in 5. And if they can't go in 5, I will have time to play something. Is it good enough? Maybe not. But actually, probably 1-7-8-5 and 5 the next turn is going to be enough to get me a tie there. So, like, I now think 6-7-6-3 and 6 was probably a tie, and I just didn't check it thoroughly enough because I hopped too quickly. I thought maybe I'll see something promising, and I should have recognized sort of, if I had thought more systematically, it would have been more of a, what are the moves that seem promising at the start? And given that there are none, working from there. But yeah, totally deserve to lose this game. 8-7-4-2, probably going to land in 7. Yeah. So 8-4-3-7 and 5 loses to 6-3, 6-7 and 6. 6-3, 6-7 in 5 does set up that plus an 8, but it doesn't matter. They can just play 4-4-8-7 and 6. I flip 2 cards back, but it's 5-5. They flip a card at the end. I lose. 6-7, 6-3 and 5. They also just go in 6, and I lose. I'm too far behind. So let's look at 6 next. We can be systematic now. It's a lot easier. 6-3, 6-7, and 6. Not a move I expect to work. They go 4-4-8-7, and 5. I combo back with 8-4-3-7 in 9. That flips 6, which flips 3. That holds. Alright, so 6-7, 6-3, and 6. Makes it 5-5. And if they go 4-4-8-7, they flip 2 cards. It's 7-3. I flip 2 cards back and I tie. If they go 6-3-6-7 and 5, it is still 5-5. They don't flip anything. I can still play 8-4-3-7 and 9 and I tie. So that ties to 5. If they go 4-4-8-7 in 8, they do not create a threat in 9, so I can block 5 and I cannot lose. If they go 6-3-6-7 in 8, they do create a combo threat in 9, and they have the combo threat in 5, so that loses. 6-3-6-7 loses to 6-3-6-7 and 8. Okay. 6-7-6-3 in 6. Some similar points. But I think the problem is that they play 6-3-6-7 and 5, and now they have the same, right? I've let them capture the card in 4. So, all right, what about 8-4-3-7 and 5? I can't combo it back, so they can take the plus in 5. All right, so 6 does not work. Yeah, 6 does not work. Okay, good to know. We move on to 8. 6-7-6-3. They go 4-4-8-7 and 5. They take everything. I can combo back in 6, but they combo me in the end at 9. That loses. 6-3-6-7. They again have the combo in 5. I can't even combo them back in 6. I just lose. 8-4-3-7. If they take the same in 5, they go up 8-2, but my plus in reply flips back just 3 cards. I still lose there. So I think that's it for there. What about 9? I think the problem with 9 is they go 6, and I just don't have captures, right? Yeah. So 9 really can't work. All right, so we're going to play the loss in 6, because this is a loss. So we're going to do it this way because this was the cleverest option we had, I think. Notably, we tie against 9, which I may not have mentioned. But, yeah. I was starting to feel like I was playing a bit better, but this was just... I don't actually mind my move in 4 so much. Like, I think I didn't think systematically, but it's not like... I mean, like, I now wish I had played 6-7, 6-3, and 6, which I'm not entirely sure tied, but I just should have checked. But the real horrible move was in 3. Not because it was necessarily losing, but because I had absolutely no plan against either 2-6-7-6 and 2, or 4-4-8-7 and 2. I just had no plan against either. And just immediately folded. Now, I think if 6-7, 6-3, and 6 tied, I should have saved this game because I should have just checked it more thoroughly. It was an idea I saw had a little more promise than some others. That's why I returned to it. So, many mistakes this game. But the one that bugs me is playing a move where I just didn't bother to check the standard reply. And the standard reply put me in a world of hurt. And I maybe should still be able to save from there, but I should never be in that spot. So very deserving loss here. Tezuka played really well. I think the starter was good, and my kind of adjacent corner reply was nowhere near as good as it was last time against this stronger starter. Starter played nicely against my hand. Again, he's had better card selection. The 8-7-4s have played really well, especially with the 4 touching the 7. I complained multiple times throughout these videos about the 8-4-3-7 would be a lot better if it was an 8-3-4-7. In general, having the number that powers up your number, you usually want it to be next to it. Not always, but more often than not, I think There's some differences with 8764s, but they have particular synergies. But like, if you have like, say a 4468, the card's usually going to be better if the 8 and the 6 are touching, something like that. And so my 8437, I sort of was treating all the 874s as equal, but Tezuka, I think very nicely, used 874s where the 7 touched the 4. So I think just well handled all round, and fully deserves to win this one. And I very much deserve to lose it. I guess I picked a 7-3 loss, right? When he goes 6-3, 6, 7, and 8, because he's going to have the extra combo. But obviously that doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. It's not the GB. Here he goes. It was vaguely clever. I covered some options. But yeah, I think just a very, very bad sequence for me that was really well and correctly punished. And this is the kind of game I really like being on the other side of, where I make normal moves and the other person who didn't quite have a plan ready for normal moves crumbles. And I did the crumbling here. And I'm used to being on the other side of this. I much prefer it, obviously. Alright, so I missed a move. 1, 3, then he went 2. I did a move in 4 for reasons. He went 7. I went 6. He went 8. I will now say go. Do we have a way to lose? We don't have a way to lose 9-1. That's a real bummer. I like losing 9-1 when I can. I guess we'll lose 8-2. Alright, where do I post this one? Kevin's Champions League games. 1, 3, 2, 4, 7, 6, 8, 9, 5. So he thought, interestingly, that 8, 4, 3, 7 on 5, after cards in 1, 3, and 2, that I should have played 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5. But I did think 4, 4, 8, 7, and 6 was just winning there for him. It puts him up 6-4. I have no capture in 9. I can't imagine I have a setup in 7. So I kind of have to go 4. And if I go, say, 6, 7, 6, 3, and 4, I go up 6-4. But the problem is there's that 3 hanging down from 5. So when he plays 8, 7, 4, 2, and 7, that card is safe. It makes it 5-5, and his remaining card, which was 6, 3, 6, 7 there, threatens to flip 5, so I have to block 8. But I can only block 8 with a 7 or lower to the right, and 6, 3, 6, 7 flips that because they put an 8 down in 6. So I too thought it might be an idea to save me, but I don't think it was. I think if there was a save, it was probably in 6. We can check that, though. Let's see if there's any... My calculation was a little bit good. Doesn't seem like it was good, but it would be a saving grace if I did get to the tying idea after, or a tying idea after. That would feel nice. All right, so I used 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 3, 6, 7, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 7, 1, 7, 8, 5. 1, 7, 8, 5 never played great for me. That was a bummer. And he used 8, 7, 4, 2, 4, 4, 8, 7, 6, 3, 6, 7, 2, 6, 7, 6, and 4, 7, 6, 1. Let's check. I'll try to remember to actually flip you over because I failed to in a recent video. But let's see if I did calculate anything correct. Because if I did, then it was, really bad practical in-game thinking. But my brain still works, I guess would be the upside. Which would be nice. All right, so let's actually remember to flip you over when I say I will. They went 4, 7, 6, 1, and 1. Right, everything's running slow. I went 5, 6, 5, 3, and 3. Probably wasn't immediately losing, but did look pretty bad. He went 2, 6, 7, 6, and 2. This is running very slowly. I had 3 ties. So my move, I think, did not tie. My move gave him 7 wins. Very bad try. His idea was 8, 4, 3, 7, and 5, which gave 1 win. I thought it was 4, 4, 8, 7, and 6. And all right, I was right about something. All right, that's fun. And if I had gone 6, 7, 6, 3, and 6, was that one of my ties? That was not one of my ties. So I did not calculate this out correctly. I thought maybe this held, but it in fact loses multiple ways and both to 5. Why had I decided? Oh, I didn't see. I thought I could play 6, 7, 6, 3 twice. So of course this isn't a tie. Big miscalculation. All right, so this didn't work at all. So there was a very bad calculation, but I admittedly did not spend time on it. So I had 3 ties here. I'm just going to have it tell me what they are because, spent enough time failing at this position. All right. Here. Now, why did I rule this one out? I ruled it out because of this. But it's the same idea, right? I now play 8, 4, 3, 7, and 8. Am I right? I play 8, 4, 3, 7, and 8, and I actually win now. Yeah, because they can't play in 5 because I've kept 6, 7, 6, 3. And if they play somewhere else, I have the capture, which is now a combo. Yeah, okay. So the scary move... so I was close, right? Like, I thought this walks into the combo, but actually my, my 6, 7, 6, 3 will dominate at the end, but my 6, 7, 6, 3 is no longer in my hand. But this way... Now, I do walk into this. I would have need to figure this one out, but actually here I should just be able to play here, and that should be great. So, and the combos, he has combos with different cards in each square, so I should be able to survive that. I guess the most scary is this, setting up 4, 4, 8, 7 to have both squares. But I think I can walk into it, right? Because if they take this, I combo here back. Okay, so 6, 3, 6, 7. That was findable. All right, next move that ties here. I was trying, I briefly thought about 6, 3, 6, 7 here. 8, 4, 3, 7 probably makes more sense, but I wanted to keep captures alive, because if I use 8, 4, 3, 7, I have no threat in 5 or 4. But I thought, if I stick a card in 8 and try to go for a T formation, it needs to be something that doesn't have a 7 to the right, because they'll play so well off that. So I kind of thought it had to be this, but I didn't see it working. Did not see this idea. I think that's a tough move to find. And 3 to 6. So this ties as well. I guess I just didn't really consider that they can't take that combo. And if they go somewhere like this... I mean, this looks terrible, right? They have 4 cards that are safe to my board. But this sets up to have the same either way, and the same takes up the extra card. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Alright, so interesting. I definitely played a horrible move and deserved to lose. But the save in 6, I think this save was findable, and after the panic of, having less than 80 seconds was over and I was sort of on their turn, I sort of saw the idea, though I saw it through this and thinking I could play the same card twice. But that idea I think was findable. I think I was never really going to find this one. And this one, it's so hard to think this position's coming, I should check another move, because you have nothing immediate to attack. You really need to be able to set up 2 threats at once. You can also do so in 7, but apparently that doesn't work. Yeah, that makes sense. I still have no captures in 5, and if I take the same, they have the plus back. Yeah. And once you give me this position, and this makes sense, right? But, though I should say, when I got to this position, I thought this looked terrible and did not immediately spot this. So maybe it, was tricky-ish. But, obviously this makes sense, right? I set up 2 major combo threats at once. Yeah. So the move I feel worst about is this one. This one was really bad. And then this was obviously just nothing. This is me panicking. I correctly saw why this was losing. That's my one saving grace on this. But I did not see the strength of ideas in 6. And specifically, if I had seen that they can't go 5 in reply, which I should have seen, then it's not as scary. And if I had seen this idea, which I did see immediately after my move was played, in my bad move in 4, you put those 2 together and you reach finding the right move. Alright, not that close, but I can see how I should have gotten there. And hopefully if I had been playing better, I would have. All props to Tezuka. Played really well here. A lot of games where someone wins against a good player, they make moves that look normal, but they are precise good moves, and they just put a lot of pressure on. And Tezuka, I think, played really well here. Found definitely the highest pressure starter we've seen. Over half my moves were losing against it, which we hadn't seen with any previous starters in this matchup. It's the first time, first move, besides the first 2 games when my hand was a mess. But it's the first time where a starter really put pressure. The 8-7-4-2 was really nicely chosen against my hand, as was the 4-4-8-7. I should have been hopping around hands more, because I think he did a really good job of targeting it without it being obvious, to me at least, that it was being targeted. I did realize the 4-4-8-7 was strong, but not as strong as it was. And the 8-7-4-2 was similarly very strong. Having the 7 and 4 touching ended up being incredibly powerful, and meant the 8-7-4-2 kind of dominated my 8-4-3-7. Yeah, so really well played by Tezuka, I think especially in the hand-making department. I should have moved around to be less targetable. He moved around, you'll have noticed. And I played this game really badly. So we'll see you for Game 5. We're headed to tiebreakers. Cheers.